and there is a connection with Sri Lankan terror groups, and they are using Tamil soil. You're on mute, Ramaswamy Mayappan. Sorry, I'm unable to hear you. We just try and see if you're on mute. Please unmute. Yeah,
Anand,
now I can hear
me.
you. Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. Anand, so all I was saying is you'll have to look at two things. One is how easy has it been for these organizations and these individuals to actually organize people in the civil society to such movements, and how have they been able to get across the routes. That's one. Second is how our intelligence machinery has failed for a longer time. We are glad that they've identified them now, they've been apprehended, and action is being taken. But any time delayed is something that we'll have to be worried about. Okay. First part is looking at the nature of the organizations. They call it Intellectual Students of India. And look at the kind of events that they've organized for students in the civil society to bring in people from the mainstream, identify, and the subjects of discussions that they've had. The subjects of discussions that have happened in their events and their organizations are ones that are about anti-society, anti-community, or how they have been oppressed. Where there is no marginalization of communities, they identify that there is a separate group that is marginalized, create a narrative around the same, continue to publish on that, and then try and influence a few people to join the organization. How has the intelligence machinery and the state machinery failed to see the same? And then the second part, given the political discourse mainly tries to protect people across the country, people that are marginalized, have we failed to see that marginalized people can be influenced by certain bad elements, and that the political society and the people in the executive and the government have a role to take up additional responsibility to ensure that they are protected? Has the state failed, both the previous government and the government in office today?
But how do you tackle this? How do you tackle an issue like radicalization, and how are these entities allowed to proliferate like this, America V. Narayanan? How is it that they get a chance to have a free run?
First thing is, this one really, you should have invited the experts in terrorism and terrorism handling, police officers, not as many politicians, including me and BJP and others. I think we should stay away, and I hope you do that, by not politicizing this issue, but see it for what it is, of the threats to the nation. I have to congratulate NIA, which has the highest conviction rate, from what I understand, 93%. So I pray and hope the current government continues to use NIA as what it has been started in 2008-9 and continue to use it, as opposed to using the other central agencies. So it has a credibility and support of people, all the people, including me. The third thing, in terms of radicalization, that just like the terrorism, there has to be a counter to this. I'm not calling it as a counter-terrorism, counter to this kind of terrorist effort and radicalization effort. I think it may sound like a cliche, violence breeds violence. I think we need to, while we do, pursue and punish these people who are against our country, and unfortunately calling everybody as anti-national, I'm not even able to use that word, who are against this country, and at the same time look at the fundamentals of why this radicalization happened in terms of education, economics, employment, and approach it in a holistic way, as opposed
but
to
all these people,
just like a
all these people is not that they have come from relatively very humble backgrounds or they have very poor education. A lot of them are very highly qualified and very highly educated, Mr. Narayanan. And the reason why we need politicians here is because
You're right.
political parties
That's-
have somewhere or the other to push
that's-
their own agenda, either fan the flames, given these kind of elements cover fire, or somewhere even use them. Use them to try and further their own political positions. The reason why
unfortunately,
politics cannot be
Ranganathan,
separated from an issue like this in our country is the responsibility of politicians is also equally as strong as any security outfits.
Exactly.
No, sir. Please understand. No, I heard you out. You must hear me out, Mr. Narayanan. What I am trying to say is the security outfits.
I will not interrupt.
The security outfits have the responsibility of cracking down on such elements and ensuring that they don't harm society. But the political responsibility is that such narratives are not allowed to float. Such narratives or such seeding is not allowed, and such people are not given any kind of cover fire or any kind of protection. The moment you know that these entities, these individuals, their intention is nefarious, there should not be a larger cloaking or trying to give cover fire in the form of appeasement to elements that are going to be a detriment to society. That's where the political aspect comes through. I'm not saying one particular party does it. I'm saying many political parties do it. And that's why the collective responsibility is that no cover fire will be given.